Hello everyone. Let's continue logging, but now we'll log on the front end. Currently, when we generate something on the front end, our logs go to the back end, but we don't see anything here in the console. Why don't we add something here? For this, tRPC already has provisions. Let's open the tRPC.tsx web app and import the logger link from the tRPC client. The logger link is also like middleware, but for the client. Here, we already have some links. There's a batch link that collects all requests into one and sends everything to the backend in a single request. Also, let's include middleware that will log something. Insert logger link, and you can pass in a setting to enable or disable this feature. Let's enable it first, simply by setting enable to true. This thing is a function. It's a function that should return a Boolean. Good. And let's see what it gives us. Now we go here, refresh the page, and see these quite nice logs. This is a log indicating a request occurred, and this is a log indicating a response occurred. We unfold it, see the input. Input wasn't in getMe, but in getted, the input was. Here it is, please, the input. We can look at the response. There's an object too. Some additional info, including the input, once more. And here is the result. I don't know how convenient it is, but you can peek. You can, in principle, customize this logger. But, in principle, this is sufficient. I think it's quite convenient. Okay? Now, the situation is, I want these logs to be present in local development, but essentially absent in production. But actually, I would prefer to disable it based on the environment, rather than for this reason. So if we have node.env.development, then let these logs be. If we have node.env.production, then these logs will not appear. And let's determine this based on env. So, env node.env, it's always there by itself. We substitute it. It is usually self-white, right? But we have not set it yet. Let's add it. Node.env can currently be one of the following. So, z.env. And here an array of development, production. Well, we don't have tests yet, so only development and production. Okay. Okay, so we save it. Let's look at our web app. Let's restart it. And let's see. Okay. Ah, yes, this part. It didn't make it here because it doesn't start with the prefix white, and we configured it in white.config so that only what's starting with white gets in there. But that's fine. Node.env can be passed here as well, so a corresponding check needs to be set up. So all keys that start with white, as well as if the key is literally node.env. All right, restart. Let's see. And it works now. Let's set node.env.production. By the way, there's no guarantee that if we change an env now, it will change there too, because white usually substitutes it on its own. But it's worth trying. Node.env.production. Okay. Refreshing. Well, okay. It still sees it because white still substitutes it on its own. But we can fix this if we run our command not as dev, but as preview. So let's try pnpm preview. Maybe, before calling preview, it needs to be built. Okay, let's check. No. Preview works right away, and we don't see the logs, because now our env is the seller. Good. Well, let's go back to pnpm. Dev. Okay. And now we see our logs again. Great. We added logs to the tRPC client and can move on. Thank you all.